Well, after a very uneventful first week in the NASCAR offseason, the second week has really picked up the pace. Yesterday it was announced that Ty Gibbs would officially be moving into the Cup Series, driving the number 54, not the number 18, but the number 54 for Joe Gibbs Racing. And today it has been announced, well, very early today, 6:30 my time, 7:30 Eastern time, it was announced that Ryan Preece will replace Cole Custer at SHR. This comes as a surprise to some. This comes as a surprise to not all, though. Custer's seat has been in question this year, just to put it plain and simple. He just hasn't been performing well. Custer finished 25th in points, which was the worst of the SHR drivers. The next guy was Almirola in 20th. Two of his teammates made the playoffs. Two of those teammates that made the playoffs, Briscoe and Harvick, had wins. So to say he's underperforming is kind of an understatement. Custer at SHR, I don't know why. It just didn't work. For some reason, him in the Cup Series at SHR didn't work. Yes, he had that one win at Kentucky, which feels like ages ago, and I kind of forget that Cole Custer is the last Cup winner at Kentucky, but here we are. He's the last Cup winner at Kentucky. Anyways, other than that win, it's been a bit of a disappointment for Custer. I think that was his last top 5 in the Cup Series. It's been extremely disappointing. However, he is not out of NASCAR completely. He's not even out of Stewart-Haas Racing completely. Cole Custer will race in the Xfinity Series next year for Stewart-Haas Racing. Stewart-Haas Racing, ever since Custer has been promoted, has been a single-car team in the Xfinity Series for Riley Herbst. But this upcoming year for 2023, Custer will go back to the Xfinity Series, and he will drive alongside Riley Herbst. And it's honestly a good move. Yes, I know getting demoted from Cup to Xfinity, it's going to hurt his confidence a lot. You don't want that to happen to you. It's a punch in the gut. There's no other way to put it. When you get demoted from Cup to Xfinity within an organization or overall, it sucks. But I think it could be good for Cole Custer. You look earlier this year, Cole Custer made an Xfinity start at Auto Club. He won that race. So for some reason, Cole Custer excels in the Xfinity equipment. Remember that year, his last year in Xfinity, I think he had 6 or 7 wins for SHR. So Custer can get it done in Xfinity. He can win races. He can run up front. But for some reason, in the Cup Series, it's just not clicking yet. And he needs some more time in the lower series, which is the Xfinity Series in this case. And I think this is a good move. I know it's going to hurt his confidence. It sucks, and of course it's all in the public eye, but the fact of the matter is, I think this could be good for him. He could come out a better driver a couple more years in Xfinity. Maybe he could improve as a driver and learn some things and potentially come back up to Cup, whether it's with SHR or another team in the future. Speaking of the future, let's talk about the future of SHR. Let's talk about Ryan Preece. Preece was their reserve driver this year. He didn't race in any races, obviously, for SHR because all 4 drivers completed the full season. But SHR did get him a couple rides in the Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series. He won a race in the Truck Series, ran very well in the Truck Series. Most of his starts, that one win came at Nashville. And then the Cup Series, I think he was with Rick Ware Racing. And if he was in the Xfinity Series, I would have to guess he ran the car that Custer ran. But I cannot remember correctly. Anyways, let's look at the statement from SHR. Stewart-Haas Racing has promoted Ryan Preece from his reserve driver role within the organization to the NASCAR Cup Series, where the 32-year-old racer from Berlin, Connecticut, will drive the team's number 41 Ford Mustang beginning in 2023. Preece has spent 2022 performing simulator work that has benefited the entire team in its Cup Series driver lineup of Kevin Harvick, Eric Almirola, Chase Briscoe, and Cole Custer. In addition to his simulator work at the Ford Performance Center, Preece has run a mix of races across each of NASCAR's top 3 national touring series, Cup, Xfinity, and Craftsman Truck. A schedule punctuated by a Truck Series win from the pole, June 24th at Nashville Superspeedway, his second straight at the 1.333-mile oval near Music City. Here's what Tony Stewart had to say. Ryan Preece has been a real asset to our race team this year as we've developed the next-gen car. The time and effort he's put into our program, combined with his real-world racing experience, earned him this opportunity. Stewart continued on to say, Cole Custer has been a part of SHR since 2017, and we're glad to have him stay with us. Cole's experience will be invaluable to Riley Herbst as he continues his development in the Xfinity Series. Preece had this to say, "This is the opportunity I've been working for. Nothing was guaranteed at the start of this year, but I felt like if I put in the time, whether it was in a race car or in a simulator, that SHR was the place for me. It's a company built by racers for racers, and it's exactly where I want to be. I know the season just finished and most people are looking to take a break, but I can't wait to get going." Then Tony Stewart said, "Ryan has bet on himself a couple of times in his career, and it's always paid off. Now we're betting on him. I've run some modified tour races, and it's a tough series with a lot of talent. Ryan's Mod Tour Championship speaks to his talent, and I think he proved that when he pushed all the chips into the middle of the table and bet on himself by getting those Xfinity Series races with Gibbs, when he finally got the right opportunity, he delivered in a big way. Now Ryan's got the right opportunity in Cup. We're proud to have him and look forward to seeing what he can do in our race cars." So there you go. Yeah, obviously, it's a big move for Ryan Preece. This is his biggest opportunity in his career. He did race full-time in Cup for a few seasons there, but it was for JTG Doherty. I think he had a couple of top fives, if I remember correctly, but outside of that, not much, because JTG Doherty, that's obviously not a top-tier team. They're usually 20th to 25th in the points. Maybe they'll compete for wins at super speedways. I think one of those really good runs for Preece was at Coda, the first Coda race. He ran up front, battled with the lead for Chastain at one point. So outside of those road courses, if you have a good road course driver or even the super speedways, JTG Doherty generally not very competitive in terms of racing for the win. Top 5s, top 10s, sometimes a top 10. But this is by far his best opportunity. Yes, Stewart-Haas has fallen down a bit the last couple of years. They only had 3 wins this year. Last year they only had 1. Whereas before that, they were getting 10 or so wins a season with Harvick. Boyer would throw a win in there. Almirola might throw a win in there. And then, sometimes when Kurt Busch was there, he'd throw in a win or two. So Stewart-Haas racing has changed a lot over the past few years. And one of those spots changing a lot has been the 41. It was Kurt Busch. Then it was Daniel Suarez for a year. Then it was Cole Custer. And now it's going to be Ryan Preece. This is all within the span of 5-6 years that we've had, 4 drivers? Kurt, Suarez, Custer, now Preece. So 4 drivers in the last 6 years, let's call it. It's a lot of change for that team. They're going to have to, get someone at some point. And I'm not saying that they should have kept Custer in this car and tried to develop him, because that was year number 3. There were no real signs of improvement. Something had to be done if they want to stay competitive, if they want to compete for wins, they want to make the playoffs with all 4 cars. Something had to be done. Is Ryan Preece the right answer? For now, I think so. Preece is a good driver. He's shown his talent. He's won races in the Xfinity and Truck Series. He has spent this year working hard, as he said. I think this is a really good opportunity for him. I don't know if he's going to make the playoffs. I don't know if he's going to win a race this year. But it's going to be his best opportunity in the Cup Series, and I think it's in the best interest of SHR to have him in that car. I know there was a lot of debate internally. Gene Haas wanted to keep Custer in the car. Tony Stewart wanted to put Preece in the car. Looks like Stewart won that battle. But, just a lot of internal debate, it seemed like. But I think they made the right call. Custer, as tough as it is, he wasn't showing signs of improvement. And Preece was there waiting. And he has shown his talent in the lower series. And I think it's time for him to get his opportunity in the Cup Series. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who you think, I guess, rightfully deserves the 41 or whatever it may be. But big announcement today, obviously, for Ryan Preece, for SHR, their future. And we'll see how both Ryan Preece and Cole Custer do, how Custer will respond. Will he go and dominate the Xfinity Series again? Will he go win some more races? How will he do? And then Ryan Preece, how will he do? Will he elevate SHR? Will the 41 go back to victory lane? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I guess I'll talk to you down there, see what your opinions are. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one, whenever it may be.